Hello and welcome to Showsters House, a show where we discuss issues that are driving the conversation in the country. And today you'll be glad to know that we have the PF Mporokoso Member of Parliament, who is also a member of the Central Committee, Honorable Brian Mundubile. We would also like to know that he's also a National Chairperson for Tonse Alliance on Parliamentary Affairs. Honorable, thank you so much for making time for us today. We appreciate your, you being here with us.
Thank you very much, Jackson. I'm glad to be here.
Thank you very much. Honorable, for people that haven't followed you very well or very much, how would you describe yourself in a nutshell? Who is Brian Mundubile?
Well, Brian Mundubile is a Zambian politician who firstly loves Zambia and loves the Zambian people. Yes, born in Mporokoso, I schooled partly in Mporokoso, later came to Lusaka. I had my secondary school here, went to university, graduated, and of course set up business, and later joined politics. Here we are.
It sounds like a roller coaster, even if you just said it in under a minute. Yeah. Well, for some of us have been looking at you from the distance for quite some time, so you've really been in the public eye for some time. What was the, because like you said, you went to university, started business, and then later joined politics. What made you join politics?
Well, firstly, my father was a freedom fighter. My father, he participated in the pre-independence struggles, as it were. So I grew up from a political family, so to speak. So
okay.
I've been involved in politics, even from the background, from the time that I was young, on account of having been born from a political family.
Wonderful. Okay. Let's get into it. You were ousted as leader of the opposition in Parliament following Mao's Sampa's General Conference on the 24th of October in 2023. Some people say that you gave up the role so easily. What really happened?
Well, it's not so much about giving up the role easily. Mm-hmm. It didn't matter. I mean, it's a position which has to be recognized in Parliament. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. It's not so much about the seat or the positioning of the seat, so to speak, but it's a recognition that you have there in Parliament. Yeah. So when the position is withdrawn, even if it's done unprocedurally or illegally, mm-hmm. There's really little you can do, except that I still remained commanding the authority amongst the majority members of Parliament for some time. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. It was my authority and direction that over 50 MPs would follow.
Wonderful.
So even if I was replaced by some individual, mm-hmm. that individual had no control. He really had and still has no authority over any opposition members of Parliament. So basically, he's a leader of opposition for the UPND, so to speak.
When you say that, even when the position is withdrawn because of some illegal action, that Parliament is a house where laws are made. Shouldn't it be a place where laws are followed to the letter? Like, if this has been done illegally, it's not happening in this house.
Yes, the position of leader of opposition is a very, very important position. Mm-hmm. It's equivalent to a shadow prime minister. In other jurisdictions, you find that a leader of opposition is actually given a platform many a time to deliver statements on alternative policy, as it were. When the vice president delivers a statement from the right, mm-hmm. the leader of opposition would also give a statement on alternative policy from the other side.
Yes.
He's also expected to deliver statements on very important national matters. There are times that maybe government would like to take certain decisions, decisions which may not be well received by the general populace, but yet important.
Yes.
So the starting point is, first of all, both sides of the House, through leader of government business, you sit and agree that this is a very important decision to make.
Yes.
And to ensure that there's harmony in the nation, the leader of opposition is asked to make a statement so that the rest of the country is pacified. Yeah, so that is the reason why in 2016, in Constitution Amendment number 2 of 2016, the leader of opposition was recognized in the Constitution. And that office was actually given conditions of service equivalent to that of a serving cabinet minister. It was a very important position.
Yes.
And the Constitution under Article 74 went further to provide for how one is elected as leader of opposition. Obviously, he must come from the opposition political party with the largest number.
Yes.
And he must be elected by that particular political party. Yeah, so in my case, I'm glad to say that that's exactly how I was elected. A full central committee sat, my name was proposed, and there was no objection. Yeah, so what followed, of course, was before the general public, because it was on TV.
Yes.
And like you said, it's expected that a parliament being a place where laws are made, parliamentarians, presiding officers should display high levels of fidelity to the law.
Yes.
Of course, that's not the case, as you saw in this particular case. So what has happened is that there's been challenges as regards management of parliament. Because the people who are given positions, the person who's given a position as a leader of opposition has absolutely no control or command over parliament.
Where is the problem coming from?
Well, he was not chosen by the members of the opposition, as a case. Because when you're elected, when you're appointed and chosen, like the case was, the people deposited their trust in their leader of opposition.
Yes.
Yeah. You remember that whenever I stood as leader of opposition, if it was a walkout, we did that. When I stood, they were protesting on the floor of the House because the people had deposited their trust in me as their leader. So sometimes we didn't need to caucus. If something was urgent, I would immediately make a decision, and they followed because it was I was exercising that authority for and on their behalf.
So right now, with who's the current leader of the opposition right now?
Well, as far as I'm concerned, because I would not want to be part of some illegality, our current leader of opposition is Mao Samba.
Mao Samba is the current leader of the opposition.
We chose Mao Samba.
Is Parliament recognizing Mao Samba as a...
not yet, but we'll ensure that they do.
Okay.
We'll ensure that they do.
Is that something doable?
Well, of course, because remember that when Brian Mundubile was removed, the Speaker was sued, the Speaker was taken to court. And the ruling from the court was that the Speaker has no role in choosing a leader of opposition.
Yes.
She could not be blamed for what happened because her role is just to read a letter that comes from the political party that has chosen.
That was the ruling from the court?
Yeah, which somehow saved the Speaker. So there's been a letter from the PF to the Speaker.
Saying that Mao Samba is the current...
Yes. So you see there's the double standards in the application of the law. In the other case...
Isn't anyone of you reminding the Speaker of the previous ruling that came from the court?
Of course, even through this platform, I'm reminding her. See, the people are watching. They should be no double standards insofar as the rules and the laws are applied.
Yes.
In the case of Brian Mundubile, the letter was received at 12:30, and at 14:45, she announced.
Oh, really?
In the case of Mao Samba, I think this is the 5th month.
5th month?
Yes, we are not getting an announcement.
Does the Speaker have some interest on whoever is holding the floor right now as a leader of the opposition?
Your guess should be as good as mine. 2 hours versus 5 months. That's a bit too much, isn't it?
Honorable, PF is still embroiled in internal wrangles with two factions. Is there still hope to redeem the party with only 11 months remaining before the next general election?
You see, as opposed to the impression that is given, I think when you say two factions, you are really giving credence to the other side. There's no membership there. Maybe there are 5 people. You know, you can't have. You've seen how big the membership of the PF is.
Yes.
And then you have 5 dissidents. You know, and you want to classify them into a faction. I think that's not fair. There's only one PF.
There's only one PF.
There's a branch that is promoted by the UPND. It's a UPND branch. It's just a group of dissident members of the PF.
Remember, Honorable, when I'm calling it a faction, these are people that sort of have power right now, some power from the PF, and they've come out to support the UPND in some by-elections, and they've said we're not contesting. And clearly you have your PF with a lot of numbers has not contested in those elections.
Yeah, so it's not about the power the few have. It's about state power. The reason why we are unable to contest in those by-elections is because President Hakainde Hichilema and the UPND have instructed the Registrar of Societies. They've also instructed the ECZ, which is run by another UPND member, that we should not participate in those elections. It has nothing to do with these dissidents, the dissident 5 or 6 members, but it has everything to do with the state. So we have no. If they came here, Chavinga is my young brother. I just tell him, sit there and have a cup of tea if you wish. The real fight is with the government that is holding on to the party. It has nothing to do with those. They have no power. There is no power whatsoever. What power will Robert have over the Register of Societies? What power will Robert have over the ECZ? Okay? Yeah, so they absolutely have no power. That is the reason why other people would say, no, why haven't you sat down with Chavinga to speak? There's nothing you can talk with Chavinga because there's no power. He can't decide on anything. Okay?
What's his benefit?
Well, God knows. He will come here. I talked to Chavinga. He's a fellow parliamentarian, he's my young brother. But there's nothing you can talk to him about because he can't change anything. He doesn't decide on anything, basically. He's just there, and then the President Hakainde Hichilema makes the decisions behind him.
I hope some things can change as we go forward. So other than addressing,
I hope so too.
Other than addressing the same, factionalism, you still have to decide who's going to be a flag bearer for your PF.
Yes, I think what must be understood is that the opposition are of one view. The opposition will rally behind a single candidate. Okay, and so far so good. We're doing very well in the background.
Do you have the luxury of time? The elections are 11 months away.
No. We don't have the luxury of time, but we are well within time to be able to do that and carry the day.
When you say you're well within time, what are some of the things that you're hoping to do to pick a flag bearer and flaunt the person around the country? And how much time do you think you will need to be able to do that successfully?
Well, of course, some of the considerations that to be taken into account will be that whoever will be the flag bearer is somebody that is already known.
Yes.
Yeah. If Jackson Piri is a well-known figure, we can send him to Petauke today, and the people of Petauke know him. And take him to Livingston, people know him. He's in Mongo, people know him. It's one of the considerations because we won't have a lot of time to introduce
a new person.
A new person, yeah. So it should be a person that is already quite known in most of these areas.
Before I ask my next question, now that you've said that the person must be well known, I don't know how legit this information is. I think I saw information that the late former president advised that someone who should be the flag bearer should be someone who is not in politics. What's your response to that?
Well, I cannot comment. First of all, I don't know how credible that information is. When somebody dies, even at family level, there are a lot of stories that come out. Or he said this, people come here and whisper to me a week before, and so you have to be very careful with what comes out when somebody has passed on.
If the if the PF, your side of PF holds the general conference today, are you still interested in the presidency?
Of course I am. I'll be one of the contestants.
Okay. What are you promising to bring to the table once elected?
Well, my message is simple. Like I said in my opening remarks, one of the reasons why I would want to be president of this country is because I love Zambia. I love this country, and I love the people in this country. And because I love Zambia, I would not allow a situation like we are seeing now, where you have up to $3.5 billion leaving the country in illicit financial flows. These are your FIC reports. From the same reports, you'll have $2.8 billion leaving this country through illicit financial flows. From the same report, you have 60 billion kwacha leaving this country in illicit financial flows. You have 13.5 and 5.8. Yeah, so first of all, because of the love that I have for the people, I'll ensure that the Zambians get maximum benefit even from their mineral resource. They get maximum benefit from what God gave them. Yeah, so what I'll bring to the table is love. I'll bring love so that Zambia as a country can heal. The one Zambia, one nation must be lived in reality, to be a lived reality. What we have the one Zambia, one nation, which is just by way of rhetoric. And it's not a lived reality. Yeah, so love is what must come first.
When you say the one Zambia, one nation right now is just rhetoric, what are some of the pointers that you can bring out?
You see, there's never been a time in our history where citizens have become so conscious about their ethnicity like now. Never. Even you, Jackson, unless you want to pretend. People now have to ask you, so where are you from? That's not Zambia. That's not the Zambia that I know. So we have to reset the country to get back to the real one Zambia, one nation.
There are two numbers on the screen. We'll be able to give you a chance to call and talk to Honorable Mundubile. You could have a question or a contribution. Please get dialing. You could go to Facebook, search for Shosta's House. Give us a like if you have not done so yet. Leave your comment in the comment section, and of course we'll be able to read out your comments. So like I said, there are two numbers on the screen. Get dialing. We'll be able to connect you so that you can have a word with Honorable Mundubile. Honorable, as we proceed, at the general conference that we talked about, if you are not picked, are you willing to support anybody else who may be picked if not you?
I have talked to each one of my colleagues that are aspiring, that if any one of them emerges victorious, I'll be the first one to get the microphone and congratulate them.
Have you also told them if...
Naturally, by the same token, I said, look, there has to be, let the best man win. Okay? Whoever we make victorious, we all must be comfortable to rally around that person, because it means he's strong enough to carry the party forward.
What are some of the things that you think make you a stronger candidate?
Well, like I said, besides my experience in politics and governance, it's the love for the country that I'm not only talking about showing in the future. It's something that I've been able to demonstrate in whatever capacity that I have served. Yeah, so my levels of patriotism and the love for the country and the people I think is what would set me apart in most cases.
Wonderful. I came across some questions linked to you, and I'd like clarity on them. One of them says, is it true that you got road contracts with 400 million kwacha since our former president ECL took over power and only implemented works less than 200 million kwacha, despite having been paid the entire 400 million kwacha? How credible is this, and what is the real story behind this?
Of course, like I told you, I've been in business for some time. We've been in road construction business for 20 years. And I think that before I went into government in 2016, I was actively involved in running the company with my partners. Yeah, so we had several road contracts, of course, but most of those were signed way before I got into government. Yeah, so first to correct that information, the contracts they may want to refer to, I think, were signed in 2013. I got into government in 2016. The business has been running, from that time. It's a company which has been running for 20 years. I was only in government for 5 years, but that business has been there for 20 years. Yeah, and obviously I would not want to create discomfort for my friends who are running the company. You see, contracts provide for how disputes are handled. If there was a dispute on that particular contract, the contract itself provided for how it's handled. But of course, something that may need to be cleared. Maybe only in the UPND are contracts paid for in advance. If you're given a contract for 400 million, you're not given 400 million and say now go and work. Maybe only in the UPND can that happen. But under the normal functioning system, payments are made on measured works. You are only paid for what you've done. Even if we gave you Jackson a contract for 1 billion and you've done work for 20 million, that's what we give you. Well, that's what you've done. We don't give you 1 billion and they say go and work. Like I said, maybe the current moved on.
So how does this particular contract work? Without giving all the necessary details, but I want to know how this particular one worked, because this is a narrative out there. And can I just mention, the narrative with this information is that your company was being used to get money from government into the party.
No, that's far from the truth. I mean, of course, for those that don't know me, they can believe. I've been around, Jackson. I'm not new in Osaka. I've grown up here. We've been running these businesses for a very long time, running them professionally. It was not your Kantemba arrangement. These were professionally run by engineers, run by accountants. Everybody was in their place. These were professional companies running. So it was not one of that could be used as just Kantemba to give a contract and somebody goes to get money. No. These were.
How did this particular contract run? The one for 400 million kwacha?
It ran like all other contracts that we had. Okay, like I said, it was not the only contract. This is a running company. You're not going to isolate one contract from the other. Yeah, every contract had a project manager. Every contract had its own set of engineers, set of workers, set out. Yeah.
Are you? Can you stand here and say that you delivered works with 400 million kwacha on this particular contract?
That road was not completed. It was stopped by government. That's what you have to understand. It was not completed because the company could not complete it. The government stopped it. There was not enough funding because they were downgrading most of the projects. But for the work that was, the payments were restricted and limited to the work that was done. That's what I can say. There was nothing exaggerated. If there was, by now you would have known.
So this is the PF government that had made you not to complete this.
Yes, you remember that I think during the COVID period, a number of projects had to be discontinued, especially those that were below 80%. Yeah. So that project was not an exception. It was also one of those that were.
So what I'm getting from this is that this project did not was not completed because government did not pay in full.
No. You are not paid in advance. Okay, government said we are no longer going to continue funding this project because the government policies are below 80%. Projects that are below 80% will not be continued.
So this statement that says, despite you having been paid the entire 400 million is a lie?
The answer I gave is that, first of all, it's a lie, of course. You are not paid for what you have not done. Okay, Jackson. You are only paid for measured works.
Yes.
You get my point? If somebody paid you for what you've not done, what you'd have gotten from there is that, oh, there was a PS who paid so-and-so 400 million, they've now been arrested. Or there's an engineer who signed on the papers, they've now been arrested. Now, what's there at the police? They've pointed to politician so-and-so to have been a participant. That's what it's supposed to be. It can't come by mere statement like that.
Is it true that...
I hope you're clear.
I'm clear.
I want to make sure...
I'm clear, and I want to move on to something similar.
The point I want to make is that, so that it also helps you, contractors are paid on measured works.
Yes.
Okay? Contractors get what is called an advance payment.
Yes.
At the beginning of the project.
Is it 25%?
It varies between 15 and 20. But against that advance payment, you provide a bank guarantee or an insurance bond. If what you've gotten is 5 million as your advance, it means you've deposited a bond or a guarantee equivalent to 5 million. If for some reason you don't do your work and you run away, government is not exposed. Government simply goes to the bank to cash the bond and get the 5 million. So there is no time that government is exposed on government contracts. Get it from me. In cases where that is done, of course that would be criminal, but means that the collusion would have happened between the government employee and the contractors. But the regular audits that government carries out would expose any such malpractice.
Because of time, there's a number of questions that I would like us to handle. Is it true that also this was part of the where I got this question from? Is it true that you got paid 100%? I know you probably what you're going to say because you've already answered. You paid 100% payment in Cinder, but execution was less than 40% under a company known as Build Trust.
Contractors are paid on
measured
works. So if the 100% was paid, it was 100% on measured works.
So when someone is coming out in public and putting out these statements, you just watch them? There's nothing you can do?
It's the first time I'm responding to that.
You have not seen it anywhere?
I've seen it. You know.
So, but you just let the person bring out the information like that?
No, you see, there are certain things you don't respond to. I didn't want to appear to package. It first came out in 2022, and 3 years later, it has come out. The information I've given you now, when you read the story about somebody, another politician, another contractor, I've now equipped you with information. So as far as I was concerned, there are many people who just look at that and throw the paper away because they know that that's not how the sector works.
Yeah, because the government doesn't give you all the money, no. Like, go and make a road.
In many cases, the government owes contractors. It's never the other way around. So I was expecting that even for you, Jackson, and many others, that story, obviously, you just look at it and say, but...
It's a good thing to just look at it and move, but also there's a narrative being created out there. And I would like you to correct the narrative and we'll move on.
Yeah. But you see, also, there's a lot of things that we have to do for the country. You get my point? So sometimes we also don't want to waste a lot of time appearing to be defending. If there's an offense, I mean...
Yeah, someone can go to police.
Yeah.
Okay. There are 2 lines on the screen that you can call us on. If you have any contributions or any questions, and talk to Honorable Mundubile. If you have any contributions or questions, and also if you can, please go to our Facebook page, search for Shosta's House, leave us a comment there, and of course we'll be able to give you. 2 days ago, you made a statement that says PF remains the biggest political party. I wanted to find out by what concrete metrics are you measuring the word biggest?
Well, first of all, in Bemba we say, "Ukuluwanko komasako." That's how you know.
Yes.
Political parties, that's a membership. any political party, can show its size when they're having a rally, they distribute T-shirts and so on. But the real time to see this, how big political parties are, is during national events. Because when you have Independence Day, it's Independence Day in Porokoso, in Kasama, in Sama, and everywhere. So that's a time that you really begin to see the full membership of political parties. Yeah, so from 2021 up to now, our numbers have been the largest countrywide when it comes to Youth Day, Women's Day, Independence Day, and any national event. We can't be matched, not even by the UPND. So the PF is not only the largest opposition political party, but it's the largest political party in Zambia.
Producer says there's a caller. Hi there, good morning. Hi there, good morning. Good morning, thank you. Your name and where you're calling us from?
Joseph Piri from Lusaka.
Joseph Piri from where? Lusaka. Okay, your line is a bit distorted.
Okay, this is Joseph Piri from Lusaka. Can you get me now?
Joseph Piri?
Yes.
Yes, you may go on and talk to Honorable.
Okay, so my question is it true that Faith Musonda was a shareholder in one of your companies? And are you able to set the timeline in which you work together to get you the reach? Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
No, Faith Musonda was not. She was not a partner in those businesses. She was when we were hosting the Tourism Expo in Northern Province. She was the director for the event.
She was the director for the event.
The two should not be mistaken.
So she never worked. She was never a partner in any of your businesses.
No, not at all.
Okay. There are numbers on the screen. Please, you may give us that call and have a conversation with Honorable Mundubile. What do you think are the chances of PF returning to power in next general election?
No, the chances are very high. I think what should be put on record is that the Zambian people have decided to remove the UPND from power. The same Zambian people have made a call. They've made a call that we must come together as the opposition so that we rally behind a single candidate who will be able to take over the mantle. Yeah, so when we are looking at the PF, whatever the case, we are looking at the PF being a member of TONSE. Let's not leave that out. We belong to an alliance.
Yes.
Yeah, so we are going to go in as a member of an alliance. Yeah, so we're very, very confident that we're going to take over power.
Honorable, I want us to be very realistic here. This is 11 months before the elections. PF has not yet given its members a flag bearer, as well as TONSE. And also, there's still these wrangles, these legal wrangles that are preventing you from even just participating in by-elections.
Yeah.
If we're going to be realistic enough.
No. You see, Jackson, I don't know how old you were in 1990. President Kaunda tried this. He tried to frustrate. Well, of course, he tried to frustrate the then opposition political party. They also came together. They started as a movement and later converted into a political party. Because the Zambians were resolved, it was only 3 months before the election that MMD was formed. And they won by 74%. You see, once the people are decided, okay, the time that you're talking about is a time that you needed to start persuading people. The people now are decided. UPND has got to go. They've given us one condition. That condition is that can you all come together? So as much as possible, it may not be possible to have all the political parties agree. But if the majority of the political parties agree, okay, and rally behind a single candidate, victory is certain.
Wonderful. You've publicly accused the UPND of being selective in road infrastructure projects. What I wanted to find out is, are you able to name 5 specific projects that were intentionally skipped if there's some in Porokoso or even just in Northern Province, and show proof of political bias?
We'll start with the Porokoso Kawamba Road. The next will be Nseluka Kayambi. The next one will be Nsombo Chava Chilubi. The other one will be Mbala Kasababe. And then the other one is from Vincent Bulaya into Senga Hill. All these road projects in the northern part of the country had contractors on them. Contractors had been assigned to this particular project. When the UPND came in, they cancelled these particular projects. At the time they were cancelling these projects, they also cancelled projects like the Monzeniko Road, the Solwezi Mwinilunga Road, the Livingstone Sesheke Road, among others, including the Katunda Lukulu Road. Today, all these that I've mentioned have got contractors on them. Yeah, so if you wanted to find proof, there is a proof. Off the cuff, I'm not reading anywhere.
Yeah,
that's how ready the information, the readily available the information is. And you see, we must discourage that. We must discourage that. Comrade Milupi, he was in opposition for a very long time. And we'd have expected that as he got into government, he's got enough experience to ensure that resources are distributed evenly. You know, I'll give you an example. At the time of cancellation, the Monzeniko Road had been contracted at a cost of 370 million. The UPND campaigned that they were going to reduce the unit cost of doing these roads.
Yes.
When they got a second contractor, they recontracted. By that time, part of the work had actually been done. Over 30 kilometers had already been surfaced by the first contractor.
Yes.
Do you know how much the new contract is? 940 million kwacha. Okay? 940 million kwacha, 3 times more. And the government was saying they were going to reduce the cost of doing these roads. So, in that 900 million kwacha.
In fact, I remember that one of the campaign promises, or one of the messages rather, was that the reduction in terms of cost of...
exactly. So the Mporogoso Kawambo Road would have been done. In that 900, Monzeniko would have been completed. And Mporogoso would have been done. Sombo Chava Chilu would have been done. 3 roads would have been done out of that.
Maybe the new contract added different infrastructure than the previous one.
Well, what infrastructure? What infrastructure? That is funny. Yeah, so there's nothing new they were bringing to the table. Yeah, but the point that I want to make, and very seriously, is that government should not be selective in the manner that they implement development. President Lungu demonstrated that even his non-strongholds, like Chingola Solwezi Road, that was a very expensive road. He did it. That was not his stronghold. The Kazungula Bridge, he did it. That was not his stronghold. The Bottom Road, he did it. That was not his stronghold. Tanpak Mazabuka is not his stronghold. The Sioma Bridge, that was not his stronghold. He took development even to areas where he was not supported. We want to call upon President Hakainde Hichilema in the remaining months to leave some legacy that, you know, people in the other areas where he was not strong can remember him for.
So are you saying that in other areas where the President Hakainde Hichilema was not strong, there are no notable developmental projects going on?
I'm just giving you an example.
Other than the ones that were stopped, I'm talking about other projects.
Okay, other than the ones that are stopped, go to because you see, development has to be structured. So as I speak to you now, the main road from Serenjen to Luapula is damaged. The main road into Northern Province from Mpika to Kasama is damaged. Okay, those are supposed to be the priorities because you're entering a new province. Okay, those are all damaged. But in the other case, in the strongholds of the UPND, all the roads leading to the provinces are worked on. So that we must discourage. That is not how you distribute development. I mean, the strongholds for the UPND are a construction site. Now, in the case of the PF, the whole country was a construction site. Okay, whether it was health posts, whether it was schools, communication towers, there was no discrimination. You know, the construction was right across. If you look at the cost of Kazungula Bridge alone, we used to go and lobby with the President Lungu. President Lungu simply said, look, we don't have enough money. We really have to complete this bridge.
Yes.
So that we complete the bridge, we also do the Chingola Solwezi. We have to create a corridor through which we can export our copper.
Yes.
We have to do the Mazabuka. He looked at the bigger picture. Like I said, Jackson, you have to love Zambia and love the people. If you love Zambia and you love the people, you are focused on the copper coming out of Solwezi and finding its way to the market so that the country can develop.
With the current leadership, you think there's less love for Zambia?
Well, if they do, they haven't demonstrated it.
There are numbers on the screen that you could use and give us a call. And if you have any contribution or question, please come through and have a conversation with Honorable Mundubile. There was a claim you made, Honorable, that PF MPs were being arrested for refusing to join the UPND. What evidence do you have that arrests were actually politically ordered rather than the result of ordinary law enforcement processes? If you can provide some specifics.
Well, it is true that the top leadership in the UPND, just when government changed, had engaged PFMPs, okay, at the highest level, and they were hoping to persuade them to join them. So you can go one by one. Most of the young people that have been victimized and persecuted were among those that actually had attended those meetings.
Just hold your thought. Producer says there's a call. Hi there, good morning.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
Very fine, thank you. Your name and where are you calling us from?
This is Ziwa calling from within Lusaka.
Mr. Ziwa, you may go on and talk to Honorable.
Good morning, Honorable.
Good morning, Mr. Ziwa. How are you?
Fine. I've been listening to your current conversation on this show. And I listened to the part where you're saying the opposition is likely to bounce back. So I just want to get your thought on the recent happenings of the Malanji case, concerning the corruption that was there in the PF and everything that happened. Thank you.
Is this question clear? Yes, it is.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
I thank him for that question. So, my brother, the law is there for lawbreakers. If somebody breaks the law, it doesn't matter whether their name is Brian Mundubile, whether they belong to that political party or that political party, the law should visit them. So if you ask me that on account of Honorable Malanji being convicted, then the chances of the PF are slim. Then how would the chances of the UPND be when we know about things to do with thefts of medicines? There are stories of $80 million which was sent from Zesco to China by somebody here. So in the case of Honorable Malanji, we are talking about 11 million. We're not trivializing the figures. I just want to answer him that if UPND is positioned themselves to continue, how can they continue? If Honorable Malanji with the $11 million accusations and allegations, though that was not even the issue that he was sent to prison for. But see, we have figures like $80 million corruptly sent by somebody, under the UPND government into China. And people are not talking about these figures. We are talking, my brother, about $3.5 billion in the 2024 FIC report, illicit financial flows. We are talking about $2.8 billion under the UPND, illicit financial flows. We are talking about 60 billion kwacha, 13.5 billion kwacha. So, to answer that question, you know what I mean? I mean, you're talking about one conviction. And if you're saying it may compromise our chances of getting back into power, I'm just demonstrating to you that the corruption under the current government, you can get the corruption from 1964 to 2021. It can't be compared to the corruption that we've seen in 4 years. So, let me just answer. Yeah, so the conviction of Honorable Malanji will not in any way, compromise the chances of the PF coming into power. So if there's any wrongdoer, if the allegations against somebody and the allegations are proved, let the law take its course. You know that even in the case of Malanji, he has appealed. I mean, we think that they're going after even the businesses that he was running way before he came into politics. So when you talk about political persecution, we know what we're talking about. If you've lived in Kitwe, you know about Gibson Hotel, for instance. You know about the business Malanji was running and things that Malanji was doing. Yeah, so I may not want to delve into that because the matters are before court. Yeah.
Honorable, Under normal circumstances, how are we supposed to treat those fake reports?
You see, if you remember President Hakainde Hichilema, whenever there was a fake report.
Hold your thought. My producer says there are a lot of callers. Okay. They've cut. Yes, please.
Yeah. This is information that is coming. I mean, the bank, the FIC is saying there's a lot of movement of cash, okay, which we suspect is from questionable sources.
I want you to start from a statement, Akachi. You said, if I remember President Hichilema.
The last report, whenever there was a report from FIC, the last report I remember was 2 billion kwacha suspected questionable transactions. And President Hakainde Hichilema went around the country calling us thieves. 2 billion thieves. Look at this amount. 2 billion. Are you with me? My member in Parliament asked our Honour the Vice President, Honourable Lucas Mumbai, says, Your Honour the Vice President, the highest figure in under FIC report under the PF was 2 billion kwacha. And you called us thieves. You called us criminals. What are we going to call you in the UPND with 3.5 billion? You know, 3.5 billion for those that is over 100 billion kwacha. You know what I mean? Those 2.8 billion dollars. Okay, that's over 60 billion kwacha. There was 13 billion kwacha. There was 5 billion kwacha. So you are talking about illicit financial flows in 4 years, amounting to over 10 billion dollars. So sometimes I get surprised, Jackson, when people got excited over the Malanji case and so on. I mean, are we living in this country? You know, we don't support corruption, we don't support theft, but why aren't people excited to see what has gone on under the FIC report? Let me just finish a point. It's very important, so that we don't go halfway each time.
Yes.
Yeah. So, if you tell me today to say, look, these were merely questionable transactions. Okay, let's say the money was legally earned, but left the country. Assuming if the money didn't leave the country and that money was taxed by ZRA, the $10 billion we're talking about, we would have rescued at least $3 billion. And today we've got a begging bowl going to ask for 1.3 billion, $184 million. Are you with me? Whichever way it goes. And that money, Jackson, cannot leave the country without the help of those that are in government.
How are we supposed to respond to those fake reports?
What is supposed to happen is that immediately investigations, if you read those reports, they even give a hint. The copy that is given to the president actually has the details. It will show your name. So what we're supposed to see are investigations immediately. SEC moving in, DC moving in. For 4 years now, we are talking about $10 billion worth of transactions. Has there been any investigations? And the membership of our party, the UPND, over $11 million for Malanji, the whole country was, but what about this $10 billion? Are we in the same country? Are you with me? So we need to be very serious in the fight against corruption. There's the real corruption that goes on. You, Jackson Perry, even you for the people in the media, you need to see corruption for what it is. Okay, the due courage way. Okay, that's a transfer of a public asset. It's supposed to come through Parliament. It did not. You're supposed to take interest because, you see, this is your money being taken away. This money didn't come from an investor. This so-called investor had no money. He was just like you and me. Okay? He came and got money from NAPSA. Couldn't we get money from NAPSA ourselves? And before he even constructs the roads, you give him to collect toll fees. Are you with me? I mean, that's pure corruption. You can't describe it any other way. And yet you want to get excited with, you know, smaller numbers. The real numbers are there. Yeah?
I want to stay on the FIC reports. If the president is public information that we know that the president is given actual details,
yes,
and the law enforcement officers are not going to follow up those things. Is there do you suspect some sort of shielding to the people that are in the current administration from the higher powers?
I mean, what can you say? If we're a country that is fighting corruption, there's $10 billion over the past 4 years, which has left the country through illicit financial flows. Okay, and you have been given the names of the individuals that are behind this, the companies that are behind this, and there's total silence. What are you supposed to conclude? What are you supposed to conclude? You see, today's corruption, my brother, is going to come by way of policy, administration, and legislation. Okay, it's not the mayor taking and giving of bribes. Okay, it's shielded even in legislation. There are laws that will be taken there to facilitate corruption. So the net effect is that the FIC report, these are institutions that are set up, connected to other regional institutions.
Honorable, let's pick up, let's add the public. Hi there, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Good morning, thank you. Your name and where are you calling us from?
I'm calling from Solwezi.
Your name, sir?
Just call me K.
K from Solwezi.
Hello.
K from Solwezi, please go on. Hello, K?
Hello.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Are you able to hear me, sir?
K, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Is Honorable Mundubile listening?
He is. You are very audible. Can you hear us?
I'm listening.
Yes, I can hear you now.
Please go ahead. Please go ahead. Honorable is listening to you 100%.
Honorable.
Yes, K.
When Flashi, Allah. Ili ashira PF, lifunyeli po pamba lipanona. Diet posele ishta sana. Mushe government ile mkanyo kupanga party so ati mwa president wa Mundubile so ati tukami vote next year na mshani hapo mtontonga nyepo sana then mwikose lokulalanda sana posho bale chitaba ba UPND isharona chishofu bale chita mukabeka tashadi ngachakwe bati Imwa Mundubile tabade misala mupati yo mkoselele PF kwa tumiwa president. So na mwabena wami wesha panuma. Abantu n'abakwata hope. Tutile ratkwate subiro kwa chitumwa bakateka. Nombe chipani mkoselele mo tabale foko mipela chance ya kwa timwe bakateka. So ni nani ukesa ikata abantu mu 2026 ngachakwe bata mwaipekanya. So kutinate mwana ine imwele wa Mundubile fumenimo pagani chipani chimbi ishina dero ntwadidishwa pa Zambia ngamala kosera PF ala 2026 ni mairo fika efteranda tawawe opposition kwa kusamkwikata abantu tukale tuyanda pa PF na mwebene bale mchinga MPF kwa tumewa president. Nomba nanto ala vote next year. Ngatoada bale opposition.
Okay, let's make it quick.
Yeah, so ukuba kwa quick we mkaramba. Aba flashi ba Mundubile bale ba block ko imina mchipani cha PF. Nomba nanto kwa vote next year.
Okay. Watosha mkoi.
Natasha Bake, Natasha Sanongwai.
I think it's done. You may go. You can proceed and respond.
Mkwai, yobake naumfwa. Ichikankala bake ichilipo hapa. Mwebe ni mwebantu. Mweba kusolwezi, kumwinilunga, kukasempa, kukaoma, Livingston. Ni mwetule mfwako. Amashi wimulela ndaya kutila. Ikata neni pamo. Mupange chako sa. So nga mwana mwa alliance to abamulia mwali ba political parties ayalekana so kanshi ukwabula ukuleta mwefi akukati pabwelu mkwai kwena amatontonkanyo yambi mukwete yantu nafwe twatontonkanya po as an alliance so that ichikankala chilipo bake chakukana shana uyu asenda kwa bantu abe na asenda kubake kusolwezi na bankashandi na butukilo ku ichilipo hapa kumono kuti twabombela pamo pantocho tulefwaya te individual project yo tulefo kwebati amafya ya bantu amafya ya mule pitamo iya kutila ku Northwestern Province ukulefu mechuma chachalo yachile sabankana muchalo yo umukuba ulefu moko basha mfumu na ma chiefdoms bekele febale chula tapali na ngufimo fobale monamo mubunonshi wa mines ya boko so tulefwaya ubuteko bwa kuti waisayikala panshi na ma communities twamona buje kumwini lungo kulefu ma gold ukulefu momukuba finch ba community wale shara na fyo what is remaining in these communities imisebo shilishani because kulefu mechuma chachalo tekutila kopa baimba gold baimba cobalt baimba ifo tulesha afya kusolwezi ukoma portals with bad roads and the communities are suffering. So we want to look at practical solutions. Tatuwaingire muku pangama promises yabu fingefe manensu wale chita kuikala pamo na ma communities and find practical solutions to the people that are there. So if twikile fya kutila twaikala as opposition twapange chakosa and be able to provide a leadership that will prioritize Zambians, that Zambians will come first. Imoba kena abantu wenu mumuka baba priority besu number 1. Elo foreigner talapanga party ya to celebrate mukutila an investor. The Zambian in that area where they're investing must be happy first.
Thank you. Hi there, good morning. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, thank you. Your name and where calling us from?
Okay, this is Vika calling you from within Lusaka.
You said Peter?
B calling you from within Lusaka.
B, okay. You may go on and talk to Honorable Mundubile, please.
Okay, good morning, Honorable.
Good morning, morning. Is that, you said B?
You said B, yeah?
Yes, thank you so much. Yes, I said B.
Okay, B.
Okay, I'm following the program and I'd love to appreciate Jackson for this program once more. I did hear the point somebody gave when he was advising the Honorable, maybe should just leave the party and everything. Okay, us as the people, we have seen what is happening and we're able to see that the opposition is not organized. Like everyone wants to be a leader. So us as the people, I think personally, I would love if the opposition will just come together. We cannot all be the president at the same time. Honorable has got his qualities that we like. Another leaders have got some other qualities that us as a group, as the people would love. So if they come together, it would help. Other than separating, like he had said, this Honorable goes one direction, we'll be confused. Us as the people, we know that the government have made mistakes, and for us to defeat or for us to change the government, the leaders have to come together.
So you're not you're not for the idea that Honorable leaves the PF to create his own party. You're for the idea that they should unite the party, isn't it?
Oh yes. All the opposition should come together. Once they are together, that's what we have won. But if they are disorganized, we cannot win. Even the ruling government, they know that the only way to defeat the opposition is if they sponsor confusion. So once they are together, after the people know what to do. We only ask one thing from them. They have to be together. They have to be united.
Okay, thank you so much for coming through.
Thank you.
Your response to?
Yes, that's exactly what it is. I think the Zambian people have spoken through various platforms. They are encouraging us to come together. And because of that, it may therefore not be exactly wise that we begin to increase the number of political parties when we're supposed to be reducing the number of political parties that are participating. Yeah, but you see, I think what you get from the callers is one thing. They are getting very worried even when they see that the opposition is not coming together sooner, because they're in a hurry to change government. Okay, ordinarily they would have said, okay, they're disorganized, we're continuing. But I think they've looked at the many challenges they've gone through under the UPND. The cost of living is unbearable. This load shedding. I mean, now they've even run out of stories. They can't say anything. You know, there's no story to say about load shedding. It can never be about drought. Okay, the story of drought was, I think, was driven for some time, but we insisted that in as much as there was a drought, there were two sectors that were heavily affected. That's the agricultural sector and the energy sector. But in any case, it was not a waste drought, because the other parts of the country had water. It was a partial drought. And to confirm what we said, we had a bumper harvest. Okay, so that's how the energy sector is exposed, because the agricultural sector actually had a bumper harvest. Okay, so it means that even when you look at how severe that drought was, by now we should have recovered in terms of power generation.
When you say people are in a hurry to change government, how do you rate the UPND's chances in the next year's general elections?
No, they have no chance at all. No chance at all. That I can tell you. No chance at all. Okay? Because you see, they've failed on all fronts. On all fronts. Even the basics, there are some things that didn't even need money. Just the application of the rule of law. Okay? Maureen Mawonga is convicted together with Munia Zulu. Why? Hate speech. Okay? But the other UPND members that made even worse of, made similar statements that are still walking the street. You get my point?
Like which ones?
You remember there was a group of UPND cadres from the southern province declaring it a no-go area. Okay? Mawonga was responding to those. There were people who were threatening to circumcise President Lungu and says, bring him here, we'll kill him. Are you with me? If you weigh the statements Munia and Mawonga made to those that were made by other cadres that are still walking the street today, you had Douglas Yakalima calling people of Luapula, poverty of mind. You had SG Menda calling the bishop Lucifer. You get my point? I mean, there are all these. I'm saying these are basics. It's not even about money. It's not about the cost of living. Okay? It's just about the fair application of the law.
Honorable, you're convinced the UPND are not winning next year's general election?
They can't win. Tell me, from which angle? What have they done right to get them to win? They cannot win.
One would argue they've given people free education. They've got CDF helping communities around.
Just there. Do not be fooled by the CDF story. Do you know that if you calculate from 2022 to the latest budget, 4 years, they approved budgets up to 890 billion. 890 billion. The PF in the 4 years up to 2021, 4 years amounted to 440 billion. So the budgets for the UPND are 2 times that of the PF at the time. Now, do you know that up to now, CDF that has been approved is only 19 billion out of the 890 billion? Because people use CDF in a vacuum. I want to show you that CDF is only 2% of the budget. So it doesn't matter how well they implement it. They've just implemented 2% of the budget well. Okay? So 19 billion out of 890. So what we've been asking them is, can you show us where you took the 870? The 440 under the PF, we can show you. You can see for yourself before we even show you.
Honorable, I'm being told there's a call. Hi there, good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, thank you. Your name and where you calling us from?
This is from Chifugu.
Come again? What's your name?
Nelson from Chifugu, Ndora, Copper Belt.
Okay, you may go on and talk to Honorable Mundubile, please.
Yeah, I want to talk to Honorable Mundubile. Honorable Mundubile.
I'm quiet.
Honorable, Alipambamo kunokundora kwena ishina byenu lyaza support ground abantu bayikwata opumuli mwanda tawo ene liwana eboy Mundubile enga wa president Zambia enga turubula because the president na ikabala ishi so mama even inganisha advice don't kumvura wakandire mule kwatiyena mwenga sata fila baishi baifuna bambo kwenda fila bachi wadi karabano imetekanye nisho opuna tukwata bonse milimo despite me dictate me bonse la president pamukumu wawe kura bati maybe sapara umo ayo mitangirira but at least kama idea zero time but baba kamilika go para at least ko mwambo kuleta kama idea za mulero ndora hapo because abantu wale na kwata opumuli isina tukwete opumuli na tukwata kwa bali pere tasira genu mwana wa midara nawe nalifuna bwena sana so ikale yetu mchikani omwene nifumamo wepangala mistake ati mwe mupange pati atubarinze pati mulichobu nawe ifata prefuwa yesho ikale yetu omwene wakuna mkwati ukuteka pozandi because the only video tushere kufena mkwepa mkwepa Zambia
Okay, tuatasha mkwai. Thank you very much for your... Honorable, what you have said is very clear. I would like us to move on. Are you able to point out 3 constituency wins you have personally delivered in the last 24 months with dates, budgets, and contractors?
Which one? I don't get it.
So I'll say this: some constituency, some of the members of your constituency have said that some projects have stagnated since under your watch. So my question to you is, are you able to point out 3 constituency wins?
Okay.
Yeah, that you have delivered in the last 24 months.
Yes, of course. You have a clinic, Chimbofuma, and that's a brand new clinic. It's a clinic I started, and not under CDF. Okay, but of course it was completed under CDF. There is another one in Mulubwa. This was like a nursery school. It's actually been turned into a primary school. It's also one that I started as a member of parliament and completed through CDF. Okay, these are some of the projects. Instead of going CDF proper, I want to show you that these are the ones that I personally, started. There is one at Wondo. That one is ongoing. There's also a clinic at Mulama. It's yet to be completed. There's a 1x3 classroom block that I started at Kamwafi, but it's been completed through CDF.
When you say that I started, it sounds to me like personal money.
Yes, these are some of the things that I was doing.
Personal funds.
Personal funds.
Okay.
Okay. Just to fortify, instead of us going CDF proper, I needed to demonstrate to them that there are some projects that have actually been done by the MP himself.
And the people in your constituency know that this gentleman is using personal funds to give us these services?
Of course. So there was teachers' houses in Chewe. This is a block of 1x2, like 2 houses in one. Yeah, we had started and went up to some level, then also completed by CDF. Yeah, so in terms of projects there, for me, for CDF projects, I assist the committee, you understand, because I understand how small that component is. I was once a minister of that province. We were moving big projects in that province. We were doing oil explorations. We were doing tourism expos, you know what I'm talking about. So even I've got my good assistants, professional assistants in my office in Mporokoso, together with the council workers and so on. I'm mainly assisting them on how to go about this, but I won't terminate this energy, into 36 million at constituency level.
I hear you. Producer, there's a caller. Hi there, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Good morning, you're live. Would like to know your name and where you're calling us from?
Yes, my name is Mvula from Sorwezi.
Mr. Mvula from Sorwezi, please go ahead and talk to Honorable.
Yes, Honorable Mulishani.
Mvula, Mulishani Mvula.
Yeah, Mkwai. Our Honorable today, Mitamba, Nefin to Murelanda, Fidel Umfrika. Number 8 in Congo, Meshapo, Honorable. Twalimitemwa pamona PF yenu manje tulanda kuti ikataneni presidente tukwete njungulu shiri yonse ikatarengani kuno kwene kusorwezi kuno twali bafe abantu babasarangana so ngani mwebo bantu bakesa sala paliri anshita ala mwira onfira fya kumfa ku bantu iyo ikataneni obakasali abanenu imwe ikafuma mweyo ngefi abanensu bafuma mukulanda imwe mwikafumamo wanje na imwe mango ikapya olongani mwe wapene panjala pila mango ala ni ako pena ifuna tukwata fyopo muri imwe bene ntungulushi mwe bali kuntaji ala chalo nacho na okamdala ala natotera baona lembo.
Watasha Mkwai, thank you for coming through.
Thanks very much.
Yeah, so I hope it's clear. At Kambobe, I did and completed a 1x3 classroom block, just in the time that you've asked. Like I said, at Kamwafi, we started 1x3. It was completed by CDF, but we started it. At Kanyimbwe, it was 2 teachers' houses. We started them. They were completed by CDF. At Mulama, I started a clinic. It's yet to be completed through CDF. At Wondo, I started a clinic. It's yet to be completed by CDF. And at Kantimba, started and completed a nursery school, but later improved and turned into a primary school. And at Chikwanda, started a clinic which was completed by CDF. So the ones I've mentioned are the ones where I moved first.
You moved first, and then they later completed under CDF. As I let you go, Honourable, the debate on Bill 7 has recently resurfaced following the Speaker's remarks during her tour of constituency offices in Muchinga province. I'm coming to you, as a lawyer yourself. What is the status on Bill 7?
Well, the court guided. The court guided that the process that was used to come up with Bill 7 was unconstitutional, meaning the product also remained unconstitutional, and it was declared now and void. I would have expected the Speaker to know two things. The first thing, to respect the separation of power. Yeah, because she's the Speaker, she's the legislator. She waits for the government to bring the bills. She's not the one to now begin to do consultations. You know what I mean? I mean, really, that was unusual. The Speaker, it's not a remit to go out there and begin to collect views, talk to the chiefs about the Constitution. She should have been very quick to advise them, to say, yes, we appreciate your desire to amend the Constitution, but the process that was used to come up with Bill 7 has been condemned by the court. So in future, another process will be started, adhering to the guidance of the court. She would have done better to come out like that. But to give them hope that the same Bill 7 still existed, and no, that was too much.
You think that the Speaker doesn't know she's not supposed to do that?
Of course she knows, and this is the reason why we're saying that in future, one of the things we'll look at coming up with rules, stringent rules as to who can become Speaker. Because you need people with who are going to understand their roles. People are going to respect the people of Zambia that put them there. Because that's the legislative arm of government.
Again, I ask, you think the Speaker does not understand her roles in Parliament?
Well, I can't answer for her. If she does, then that's even a bigger problem. She would be forgiven if she doesn't. But if she does and still proceeds to do what she does, it's even a bigger problem. Because then the question would be, why is she doing it? Okay?
What will the PF, you and the other PF members of Parliament do when the bill is brought back on the floor of the House?
Well, of course, we'll focus around it. First of all, we made our position very clear that it will be an act of lawlessness on the part of the President, the executive as such, and the Speaker, to ignore the guidance that was given by the court. And many stakeholders spoke to these particular issues. Would wonder, we are not surprised that the President is desperate to try and force the bill through. Like I said to you, they can't win this election.
They can't win next election.
They've got to do machinations. They've got to do unusual things, like ignoring court orders, forcing the bill through, and otherwise they just can't win. It's impossible.
My little understanding on the election is, first of all, we need to have a flag bearer that is going to amass enough votes to beat the incumbent.
Yeah, but you see,
we might need to worry about that first before we say they're not going to win.
This is a very unusual election. It cannot be likened to 1991. In 1991, the people decided first that Kaunda was going. Do you understand? They were just waiting to say, okay, now give us somebody reasonable. So in this particular case, it's very different from 2021. Yeah, 2021 there was a contest, President Lungu and President HH. 2016 was the same. The 2026 election is a very different election. It's an election where the Zambians have decided first to remove the UPND.
The next election is like 1991.
Yes.
Where people decide
first who to remove.
Even if you give them a flag bearer 3 months before, they are good to go.
They said, let's go with this one, we'll discipline him later. But this one must go. Yeah, you must understand it as such. So this desperation that you're seeing, a desperation to want to force the bills through, to gag people, and is because it's not that they don't know. President Hakainde Hichilema knows. He knows that his rating has fallen to very low levels. The approval levels by citizens generally, and justifiably so. Look, if PF at its weakest can give this amount of pressure to the UPND. Because PF has been at its weakest, okay, for 3 years, okay? You destabilize the party, you move them out from elections, but yet PF is still on the lips of each and every leader in the UPND.
Do you believe the PF will be on the ballot come next year?
Of course.
Okay. Is there, as I let you go, is there anything you'd like to say to the Zambian people and everyone that follows you?
Well, my message is simple. I want to deliver a message of love. I want to say that let's continue to live in harmony. The spirit that President Kaunda left with us of one Zambia, one nation. Let's ensure that we love our neighbors as we love ourselves. And let's look forward. Let's be positive in looking to the future. Because not very long from now, in not too distant a future, things will change. Things will change because you, the people of Zambia, have decided to change and bring in a new government, a government that will care for the poor, a government that will not mask reports that come out from mine pollution, a government that will not go to sell maize which is meant for you, a government that will not shoot at the youths that they promised to give licenses and later turned guns on them. So we want a government that will be responsible, a government that loves Zambia, a government that will prioritize Zambia, a government that will put Zambia first. So I just want to appeal to every Zambian to remain calm and show love to one another even as we go into the future.
Honorable, I'd like to thank you so much for making time and, of course, sharing your views with the Zambian people. And some of them have actually come through to show you their support publicly. Thank you so much.
I'm truly humbled by the support that I've received from the Zambian people. And we promise that we will work with other political parties. Like I said, it remains my pledge. If it's not me, we'll rally behind whoever the Zambian people support to ensure that they take us into the new frontier. I thank you.
Thank you. We've been on the show with PF Mporogoso, Member of Parliament, as well as member of the Central Committee. He is Honorable Brian Mundubile. He also poses as the National Chairman for Tonse Alliance on Parliamentary Affairs. I hope you've picked up one or two. Until next time, this has been Shosta's House.